Scott Wiener is very big on equitable prosecution. And so he really tries hard to make sure that if one demographic is prosecuted for a crime at a higher rate than any other demographic, that crime needs to be legalized or decriminalized so that nobody's prosecuted. And so an example of that is, sorry, I'm looking up the number. It's SB 357. So the argument that Scott Wiener made with that bill was that 56% of prostitutes are Black. And so Black prostitutes who loiter in order to sell themselves get arrested more than other colors. So therefore, they need to decriminalize standing out in an area to prostitute yourself. And so basically what he said was, all you families who have children that don't want prostitutes hanging around your neighborhood and John's coming by to pick them up and the criminal element that's attracted to that kind of thing, if you don't want those in your neighborhoods, you're a racist, because more than half the people arrested are Black. So you're a racist if you don't want those people in your neighborhood. If you don't want that criminal element in your neighborhood. And that's how he frames things, The whole excuse for gutting the bill to make child sex trafficking a felony, the reason why he gutted that is because more gay people are convicted of pedophilia related crimes than straight people. So therefore he decriminalized it to a certain degree. Or the bill that for the child registering as a sex offender, SB 145, that was another one where he argued that it was discriminatory that someone who has vaginal sex with a girl 10 years younger or less than him doesn't necessarily have to register as a sex offender if the judge doesn't order them to. But in a case of anal penetration, the person would automatically have to register as a sex offender if the person was a child. And so Scott Wiener argued that that's prejudice, it's and that it should be that men or people who are convicted, men, okay, let's say, obviously a woman can't, men shouldn't be punished more severely for having intercourse with a child with a male child than a man would have for having intercourse with a female child. So what he did was he opened that loophole up so that more people could go after children. And really, if he cared about families, he would have changed it so that, equal punishment for, whether you're going after a girl or going after a boy. But, it should be something where it's okay, if it's a 19-year-old and a 17-year-old, you don't have to register as a sex offender, because, that's reasonable. But if it's a 24-year-old and a 14, you absolutely have to register as a sex offender. So he should have narrowed that gap when he made it fair. Instead, what he did was he widened the gap by saying the gap should be the same gap, no matter what kind of demographic the pedophile's after.
Wow, that is insane. That's insane. I mean, so he's utilizing the concept of what people would perceive as a civil rights argument to perpetuate crime.
Crimes against children, yeah.
Yeah.